Welcome to all of my solopreneurs and creative entrepreneurs out there that are watching this. Thank you for tuning into my webinar. This webinar is being hosted by the StreamYard platform. If you're ready to level up your streaming game or the way that you gather with your audience, be sure to hit that link and discount code in my description box so that you could try your live webinar today on StreamYard. And don't forget that this webinar will be made available on my YouTube channel, Life Student Academy. Be sure to subscribe. Leave comments about the notes that you're jotting down, like it, and share this content with another solopreneur if you think that they'll benefit from it. All right, so let's hop right into it. We've been having this conversation around the Dream Offers framework, and we've been talking about the importance of creating offers, which is still of the utmost importance. Remember, we need an offer in order to sell it, in order to generate revenue into our business. No sales, no business. That's how it works. So we are going to continue to place our focus there. However, it would behoove me to skip over the actual fundamentals that makes a business. And we're going to talk today about the 5 things that you must do as a business owner before you make an offer. Any type of offer, and then if you've already made offers and you've already generated revenue into your business, but you haven't covered these 5 things, it's still imperative that you're covering these 5 things as a part of the framework and the foundation of your business. So listen up. Be sure to take notes, because as you can see today, I'm using a whiteboard. So that means that there's just going to be less slides and more points, more takeaways for you to jot down and hopefully implement as soon as you can. All right, so here we go, solopreneurs. 5 things that you absolutely must do. Thing number 1, well, I'm going to let you know right now, we're actually going to knock out 3 things that you must do in this one tip, because they all go together. All right, so to get your business operated, you actually want to file either an LLC, an S Corp, or B Corp, a C Corp, whichever one your business best falls under. The way to uncover this is to go to irs.gov, and then you can read through each one of them to see which one your business falls under. More than likely, if you're making less than $50,000 and you're a nonprofit organization, you'll fall under LLC. So that's Limited Liability Corporation. And this protects your business and your personal assets. So you definitely need to opt into this in order to even go to the next 2 steps. But it's specifically important so that if, God forbid, you happen to get sued from selling a particular product or service, that your personal assets are covered. They can sue your business, but they can't come after your personal assets. I'm pretty sure there's some nuances to that, but for the most part, this is why you want to make sure that you have a business liability protection plan so that your personal assets are at a lesser risk. Next, once this is official, you can then apply for your EIN. Again, you're going to go to irs.gov, you're going to apply for an EIN, and you can literally get an EIN number within seconds. I didn't know that it was that fast. I think that's absolutely amazing, because once you get your EIN, then you could immediately move on to the next step, which is going to be to open a business account. Now, you want to make sure that any money that you're generating from your business is not going into your personal account as much as you can help that. In fact, I've been encouraged that even if you are living off of your business's income for right now, that you still place your money into a business account and then you transfer money over when you need it. You want to be able to make sure that you have your assets going into a business plan so that you don't mix your money, and also so that you understand how much money you have to reinvest back into the business, or you can make certain business decisions based off of what's actually in your business account and then not your personal checking account. Again, this is also a great way to protect your personal assets by not mixing your business assets with your personal. So these 3 go hand in hand. Once you do one, it takes a few hours, like 48 hours, 72 hours maybe, for them to approve your LLC. That's on average. If there's some other nuances, then it might take a little bit longer. Once you have that, you can immediately file for your EIN number, which takes seconds, and then you can open up a business account. Be mindful that if you go to a brick and mortar bank like a JP Morgan Chase or Bank of America, these banks that are in New York that I'm naming right now, that you may need a certain amount of income in order to even open up a business account. If you're on the lower range of income, meaning anything north of $1,000, feel free to open up an online business account, or even to make an account on something like Cash App or Venmo and mark it as a business account and mark it as a business profile. So you want to be able to switch those things over if you cannot get a business account through an actual brick and mortar bank, or if you're required to have some minimum amount in the account for an online plan. You want to go with either an online plan, or you want to open up a business profile underneath your Cash App, your Venmo, or something of that nature. So we got 3 out of the box already. So here comes 4. So number 4, which we've been talking about, is actually creating that product or that service, right? But once you create that product or service, how do you know that your client is going to receive a transformation or a payoff, the payoff that you say is going to happen? How does your next client know that that's going to happen? You want to identify your audience, and then validate your offer with them. So you want to identify your clients, and then you want to validate your offer with your clients, right? So for example, you've heard me say this before, I'm an accountability coach also in fitness. And even for fitness, I have to prove to my clients that I have helped them do what I say that I do. Like, I help women over the age of 25 reduce body fat and gain muscle mass. And so I have testimonials and reviews of doing such things so that my potential leads or potential clients can also see testimonies, reviews from real people that they've received the transformation or the payoff that they've asked for, or that I've said that I was able to deliver. Even for new product or new offers that I have, I usually test them with a small group. Like for example, I'm running a challenge for June. It's called Bingo Body. I have about a dozen challengers within this challenge. And at the same time, I'm creating a nutrition workbook. So I'm trying pieces of my workbook with the same group of people because they're already in my challenge and they can already use this product that is synonymous with the challenge. So it only makes sense. So I'm going to be able to get the feedback from them about what they think about the products before I even sell it to another client. Identify your ideal. We have to fix this. And so at the end, if I'm lucky, I'll have 12 testimonials or reviews about this particular product that's either going to help me shape it to be a better product, or is going to help me really position this piece of product well so that it adds values to the people who purchase it going forward and for the price that I want to put on that offer. So it's important to identify your ideal clients for your product, right? So if you're making a cookbook and you want to test your cookbook with an ideal audience, you may not ask your brother who does not cook, even though he's your brother and you have quick and easy access to them. No, you're going to give it to someone who's interested in cooking, right? So whoever your target audience is who you want to validate your offer with. Simple. All right, and our final tip, at least for this conversation, I don't want to overwhelm you. There are a lot of things to get done, especially in the beginning stages of running your business. And there's more than we're even talking about today. But for the quality of this conversation, and for those who haven't taken even the first few steps, much less the last 2 that I'm going to mention, the last one right now, it's really important to digest this info and to make sure that you have these boxes checked off. So, number 5 is you want to have your email sequence set up. So perhaps you get someone to join your continuity offer, or maybe they just purchased some sort of product or service from you. You want to make sure that you welcome them. Welcome this person into your space, into your community, into your brand by sending a welcome message. And then, of course, if you're manually sending receipts or invoices, you want to make sure that you cover that as well. And then you want to go into a thank you, especially if they made a purchase from you. And through your thank you, there are two things. You want to make sure inside of your thank you, you have all of the other ways that they can follow you. Follow me. So whether that's you now giving free value and content on your YouTube channel, or free value and content on your Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever your platforms are, you want to make sure that that's attached to your thank you page, in addition to an upsell if you have one. So if there's another product or service that you can order, that you can offer, especially if it's a piece of the puzzle to the first thing that you sold them, then you can also offer the second thing, because once they accomplish the first thing, they're going to have to take the next step anyway, and you can be there to help guide them through that next step. And they're already going to trust you, especially if you've gotten them through the first step. They're going to want to stick with you. So it's important to have an upsell that's attached to your thank you email. It's like, thanks for getting this one thing. Hey, but did you know I also had this? So this is something that I do inside of, again, going back to my fitness business. So when I thank a customer inside of my emails, or any emails that I send out, actually, two things are attached to it. One thing is going to be my ebook, which is sold on Amazon. Okay, so 101 Ways to Lose Belly Fat Fast from A to Z is on Amazon. I have a hyperlink attached to the email. Then additionally to that, another piece of upsell I would have is any upcoming events that I have. Like I just mentioned, I had a bingo body challenge, so that will be attached to it. I have an Etsy shop to which I sell fitness products as well, so that'll be attached to it. And sometimes I might even just have an assessment or a survey attached to an email, just so that I could get feedback from my customers to see where their level of readiness is, or what kind of product I could create next based off of feedback that I'm getting directly from my community, right? So there's always an upsell that's attached to your thank you email. And then one more email that you want to add to your sequence list is going to be a follow-up. Check in and see how that customer is doing with the product. Are they having an easy time? Did they have a hard time? Did they use it yet? Or did they just purchase a product from you and now it's sitting on the shelf collecting dust? Like, what was the value that they received? Did they actually receive the payoff and the transformation? These are things that you should know about the product that you already sold, simply because you touched base with them after. Okay, so an email is a great way to do that. And you can always populate one email and then schedule it out so that you can send it later on, right? So it doesn't need to be that every single time you sell a product or you sell a service that you're sitting down to write this email. No, the email is the same, especially if you do have like a HubSpot or a funnel that's set up for you where you can already make this a part of the consumer journey. But even if you're doing it manually, you want to schedule an email to go out from the email list that you pulled with all of your leads that purchased product and now they are your customers, and that you have a follow-up email coming to them to ask them for more testimonies and reviews, because this you get to use on the back end as well. So you get to check in on your customer to see if you met their satisfaction levels or if they still need assistance, and you still get to potentially upsell them again. So you want to stay visible and accessible to your customers, because you want to not only acquire customers, you want to retain them. So customer retention comes through this process of follow-up all the way from the beginning of the journey to welcome to the community and letting them know that they're a part of something. And so there you have it. That is all for today that I want you to focus on. Again, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, solopreneur, and you haven't even covered the first few steps of becoming an LLC or an S Corp, B Corp, and whatever have you, if you haven't gotten an EIN number, or maybe you have one of those things and not the other for whatever reason, and then if you haven't opened up a business account yet and you haven't separated where your money's going, those are the first few things that I absolutely need you to do. If you already have a Stripe account, but you have it connected to different spaces, like bring everything into your business accounts and then transfer the money from the business accounts whenever you need to buy an asset or if you need to use it for some other endeavor. Once you have those 3 things taken care of, then you can move on to the next. Remember, number 4 is going to be to make sure that you have identified your ideal audience based off of the transformation that you know that you can give them. I know that I can help people lose weight and to gain muscle mass. And so that is the transformation that I promise. So women 25 and older who are looking to do those 2 things, I can absolutely help you do that. And I have a ton of testimonials that I can share with more clients going forward to show them that I've done these things for people at other times. And then 5, finally, that email sequence is important. I mean, your email list is gold, right? These are the people that are trusting you with some sort of information, personal information at that, and then you get to use it however you like. And of course, you're using it for the good of exchanging value with that person, right? So you want to keep them abreast of the new products and services that you're offering. You want to make sure that you're welcoming them into your community. You want to make sure that you're saying thank you when they make a purchase, and that you personalize it. You send it with their name in it and mentioning the products that's in it. If there's any add-ons to it, then you want to make sure that's a part of the upsell. You want to let them know that, right? It's like buying a new phone, and then when you're in the space, or even if you're buying it online, what do they offer you? They offer you another phone charger. They offer you a phone case or a screen protector. Those are all add-ons and upsells that are always going to be a part of your email sequence, okay? You want to make sure that you have all of the ways for people to access you. So your website, your social platforms, those are all attached in your email. Set it up so that it's always that way when you open up a new message, that those things are just attached to it, and then you can just edit it as you need to. And then finally, you're going to make sure that you have a follow-up email so that you can retain your customers as you get them. You want to retain your customers. You want them to purchase from you again in the future. You want them to help you improve on the products that they've already used before. And remember, this is only one offer. These are the same people that are willing to purchase more of your products and for a higher ticket price, because they're building trust with you from this engagement. So these are 5 steps you absolutely don't want to miss. If you want a thorough toolkit that outlines all the bases that you want to cover when starting a business, what you want to do is go down in the description box and hit the link below. Give me my free toolkit so that you can receive your free toolkit. If you need assistance covering your bases with this, like, okay, you have a free toolkit, but you need some accountability coaching, well, that's me. I'm your coach Shay, and I'll be happy to lead you through some accountability to make sure that you're able to set this up within the next 60 days or less, in addition to creating an offer and testing it with your ideal audience before you start booming in sales from the amazing products and services that you received. If you found this to be helpful, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this content with another solopreneur like yourself, and let's continue to learn and grow together. Namaste.